we've gotten to the point as a society where it seems as though it's optional for the male to be present. It's not just the kid, it is also the partner, because that is the example that you're setting. That is the diagram that they have for their future. You're literally planning their future.
Yeah.
And so it is your responsibility to have that self-control. And then it is your responsibility to check in with your male friends, ask them about their relationships. You should have 1, 2, 3 people that you are very close with, that you're checking in with, that you're able to be honest and vulnerable with. We talked about last episode, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And we're going to dig more into this in that next episode, but you have those basic needs, that shelter, you have that next set of financial, being safe from crime, being able to feel safe. And then that very next one is not self-esteem. Self-esteem is above the next one. The one before self-esteem is fulfilling relationships.
Yep.
Those fulfilling relationships are your father figures, your mother figures, that village that it takes to raise you. That's also those 1, 2 to 3 friends that keep you accountable and make sure that you're living to the standard that they expect you to live to.
Yeah.
And we're talking good friends.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who also hold themselves accountable. Because you don't want to get advice from
The wrong people.
Joe Schmo.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
And your tribe, as you're elevating yourself in life, will find you. Okay, so most of my close friends have come from the gym. That's just how it is.
That's a good spot to find friends, you know?
But the right people have always found me. So when we sit here and we have conversations, I know that their head is in the right place. And even if they're struggling or dealing with certain things or need to have a conversation, they're comfortable and they can have those conversations with me because we have that history, which I didn't have growing up.
Yeah.
So from starting kindergarten to starting high school, I either went to a different school or lived in a different house every year. So I had no childhood long-term friends. I have one, right? Who's actually watching this. So thank you for checking in and, supporting, because we've been friends for so long. But that's the one friend I've had. So, and then, I moved down to Columbus. I moved out to Philly. I moved back to Detroit. So even as an adult, I really still have just those few friends that I made either in college or down in Columbus. And those are the ones who we have that depth of relationship to say the things that we're doing wrong, but also know that they're going to hold us accountable.
Yeah.
Like I talked to one of my guys. I'm like, I'm not going to lie. I made this mistake. And he was like, you're dumb.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
I know I'm dumb.
Yeah.
But I needed to hear it from somebody else.
Yeah.
And then I allow myself to make the right decision because I know other people expect that of me.
Yes.
And you know what I feel? I feel like men are missing that today.
Yeah.
Men are missing accountability.
Accountability, yeah.
We don't want to be held accountable. And it's tough because who likes to be wrong? Especially men have egos. Men have egos. We have pride. Men's pride is always higher. So, when someone is knocking down your pride because you were wrong, you were wrong. Don't let your pride be in the way, man.
Don't become more wrong.
Right.
You can't accept that you're already wrong. Yeah.
That's toxic.
It's better to be held accountable and be right than to be wrong. That's just my thought.
Yeah.
Facts. It is, or just be honest.
Yeah,
I don't
want to be looked at as a liar,
Exactly. And I haven't always made the greatest decisions.
Yeah.
But
that's why we joined the army.
right.
Welcome to the Classic Man Podcast. I'm Justin Kashmirchik, also known as the Jump Cut King. And before we dive into today's episode, a quick word. First off, if this is your first time tuning in, hit the subscribe button, tap the bell, and drop a link. And if any of this resonates with you, support it. It costs nothing and means everything. You can catch Classic Man on all major podcast platforms, so head over to classicmanpodcast.com after the show for guest info, all the links, bonus content, and maybe support the team. Buy him a cup of coffee. Secondly, beyond being a friend and brother to these guys featured on this podcast, I also launched a business that might just change the way you think about web design. It's called the EGT Universe, and you can find out all about it at egtuniverse.com. And to get on the ground floor when we launch the public service, you can join the newsletter and get in on a whole new way to build your brand online. No more Squarespace, no more WordPress, just a sleek, high-end luxury web experience without the price tag of a Fortune 500. And if you or someone you know is launching something or operates a brand, a nonprofit, a business, and they need a digital facelift, my marketing company can help them. We've already started serving startups, creatives, and even big organizations. It's a real impact. Go to egtuniverse.com and drop me a line. But for now, turn it up, tune in, really focus. Let's get into today's content.
For sure. But the one thing that you're going to get from me, and one thing that people know that they're going to get from me, is that honesty, even if it means that it's going to hurt you or it's going to hurt me.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't benefit me or it causes me to lose or be negative in some way, shape, or form.
For sure.
But we have to demonstrate that and let other people know that, look, I'm not expecting you to be perfect.
Oh, yeah.
And if I'm expecting you to be perfect, then there's no way we're going to have an open and vulnerable friendship.
Right.
And within that, we have no room for growth or depth of intimacy in that friendship and with a partner relationship.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's tough for dudes to kind of have that emotional availability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because, we got to be strong. You can't break down in the middle of the process.
Exactly. But that emotional availability seems to be, from what I've been hearing from you guys, such an important or critical thing to kids' development.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like having multiple clients where they're like, nah, I can't talk about my feelings. I'm not talking about my feelings.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Don't talk to me. I'm fine. And then getting mad about it because really they do have a lot that they need to talk about, but they're not going to. They don't want to. It's like a prying, but you don't want to pry.
Yeah.
Because then it just, all hell breaks loose and it's like,
Yeah.
it just keeps going and going and going.
Mm-hmm.
There's the 4 elements.
Okay.
The 4 elements. And one of the things is that our thoughts are not impeccable, or they have to be impeccable. Let me fix that. And as a kid, the example they use is if a kid is singing and the parent is irritated and is like, look, let whoever band made this song sing it. I don't want to hear you sing. I don't want to hear your voice. That then penetrates their brain, and that thought, where their thoughts aren't impeccable, now they're believing what was just told to them, and it turns in almost to a curse, whether that kid had a beautiful voice or not.
Yeah.
That moment, that
limiting.
kid received it. He received what that parent said.
Oh, yeah, they're so impressionable.
And now they'll never sing again because they think their voice is ugly.
Right.
Yeah.
And the way they explain it is like, if you look at the sidewalk and the cracks in the sidewalk and the grass growing through it, that's the theory of our brain. And when the grass is like poison thoughts. And so the more them cracks get fed water, get fed whatever's feeding them, the grass is going to grow through them cracks and it's going to cover the sidewalk and it's going to look nasty.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing in what they're saying with the kids. Them thoughts penetrate because their thoughts are not impeccable. So then they believe what the adult is telling them. Or an adult, a female goes to work, she puts too much makeup on, someone says something, and now she has a bad feeling because she's like, oh, they think I look ugly, which in turn gives them a complex now.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part on thoughts.
Right.
I'm a clinical case manager. I work with kids also. And one of the main things that we see and we try to work on is core beliefs. Your core beliefs come from your environment, your how you're raised, nature versus nurture. And if you are in a household where you're constantly being told to have limiting beliefs, that's going to become one of your core beliefs. So you're going to not believe in yourself in any aspect. And it's going to be hard for anybody to convince you otherwise because you've learned that in the home. And so I think that's a part of all of this too, is where your core beliefs come from. And if you have limiting beliefs, those need to be changed.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. That's where we come in as, case managers, and how we serve clients and kids, because we're teaching them how to redirect their thoughts, have, thought framing, not having a fixed mindset, being able to teach them these skills so that, obviously if they're not learning it in the home, they're able to really learn it themselves and act it out and practice it out until it becomes kind of second nature. So I think core beliefs are a huge one for
A huge thing, I'd say.
Yeah, it's another big thing that we do that a lot of parents miss. When their kid makes a mistake and their first response is to get angry.
Oh,
Yeah.
And your kid is receiving that in 2 different ways, right? Because first, they're internalizing all of your yelling and rage, right? But then second, they see that is an acceptable emotional response to something not going their way.
Yeah.
And they're processing and internalizing both of those at the same time.
That's learned behavior.
So then they're going to start exhibiting that, and you're going to be salty
Yep.
that
And they do
they're
too.
angry, right? And then they're also like, man, I now have a fear.
Yeah,
exactly. You told me that. And then if I do make a mistake, I'm so afraid now of consequences.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that also becomes a limiting behavior because fear of consequences keeps me from taking risks.
Yep.
And risk taking was one of the things you brought up that's necessary from that father figure.
Yeah.
Being able to weigh safety versus risk, being able to weigh exposure to harmful things and what you should protect yourself from. And I mean, that's one thing I didn't realize until maybe a month ago, the reason why we do all of the tables for our weapons squad.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And the reason why is to mitigate the risk because a range is an extremely high risk.
Oh, yeah.
So what are we going to do? We're going to PMI. Okay. Then we're going to do the virtual. And then you're going to go through drills. And then you're going to do
battle, march, and shoot. You're
literally. Yeah.
The next, then you're going to go onto the qualifying range two more times before you get out. You know, and then you're even going to go
at True 300. You're going to do all of these little things before you get into that stressful. All right, now I'm qualing. Now I'm turning. And we've done so many things to mitigate the risk along the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that is a crucial process that we have to be able to execute in terms of whether it's scheduling.
Yeah.
So I need to be at this interview on time. Right, I had a guy who's been trying to get a job for forever, and he's like, okay, I got to be there at 11, but I don't want to get there at 11. He walked, right? Mm-hmm. He walked 3 hours to a job interview.
Dedicated. That's dedicated.
He left his house at 7 a.m.
Wow.
to walk 3 hours for a job interview.
That's what's up.
That's awesome.
You know, and we think he got this job. Yeah, that's what I mean. If I was in town, I would have drove down and pick him up, you know, and took him to his job interview. But I wasn't able to do that. But my man's walked, and that was his thing. But he said, look, if I leave at 8, that's a whole I don't know what's going to happen. So I need to make sure that
It's
risk mitigating
preparation.
factor, you know, and balancing. Okay, now let's translate that to relationships, because those boundaries that you refuse to enforce because that father figure never helped you respect yourself or set those boundaries, those are risks.
Yes.
Because somebody who does not respect your boundaries
Yeah.
will hurt you.
Yes.
And will not respect you.
And will not.
Right.
yeah.
Whether it's emotionally, mentally, physically, right? Those are all avenues of abuse that you will begin to accept risk for that you should have never taken on in the first place.
But I think too, there's an understanding there of setting the boundary and teaching the boundary.
Oh, yeah.
Because Dad set the boundary, but I didn't fully understand how to set the boundary myself. You know, so I learned that later on when I, you know, thought I was grown. But teaching that is so important. And then, like we said, being approachable. Like, I want to keep saying that because men, you got to be approachable. Fathers, you got to be approachable. You got to be able to talk.
Even when I was a teenager, man, I felt like I knew everything. You know, getting into high school, I'm like, oh, what do they know? I know everything, dog. You're gonna stop me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I was really wrong.
Yeah.
That's a big thing, especially now still with kids.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
My kids still feel like they know everything.
Yeah, they
just
I
don't
still
listen.
feel like that. I don't. I really don't. I take the risks.
So
I do it. If it's wrong, fix it.
I feel that I take more risks than I should. I'm not gonna lie, and that's led me into some different situations that I shouldn't have been in.
Yep.
But
You learn.
We learn.
I also have an extremely high emotional pain tolerance.
Yep.
Therefore, I stick around in situations that I should not, and I justify it, and I say, I accept the risk. That's literally a comment that I say to myself.
That
Yeah.
sounds like it
Yeah.
comes from a woman.
Now, is that
It
I guess, is that a risk, or is that just you have heart? Because sometimes it could be like, man, I have heart and I just feel bad for
Or
the
hope.
situation. And I'm like,
Could be.
yeah, you know.
Yeah.
You gotta know when to draw the line.
So
you gotta know when
the
to draw
situation that really changed the trajectory of my life, right? I had just made the decision to stick to who I chose. So
Okay.
before it would be like I would cut relationships off quick, or like talking stage. We're not even talking about true relationships, but I'd be like, you said something I don't like. I'm cooler.
Like a cheetah.
I don't like your family show. Yeah, and it's like, so it would look like, man, he's talking to a bunch of people, you know, and I wasn't necessarily talking to multiple people at once. It would, you know, I'm going, I'm cool. So then I graduated, got a good job, life starting off, money's coming in good, and I'm like, okay, this next time I'm not going to run. Like, if I find somebody that I choose, I'm going to stick it out, and I'm going to be stable. I'm going to be consistent. Problem was I was stable and consistent for the wrong person. But because I had made that ideal to myself, I wanted to see that through.
Ooh, okay.
Even though that was something that was harmful and toxic towards me. Oftentimes, we don't even realize when we're in that father figure role for students, clients, family members who are watching us from what we consider to be the outside.
Yeah.
And that really goes with the story a little bit ago that I said I wanted to mention, because this is in my time out in Philly, right? So I'm a children's director at a church. We ended up growing, had a lot of kids coming in, and one of the students was there who was newer to the program. I hadn't really seen him but a couple of times show up to church. And the way that my style of teaching was, we'll have a large group, but then we're going to break into smaller groups, and you have basically 6 to 8 kids that you're going to be responsible for. So even though you're rotating, they're going to kind of see the same 2 to 3 people in their smaller groups every single time. So that as you get to know them and they get to know you, they have some stability and not just big group time.
Yeah.
So within that, he was in this group that I was running that day, and he said, "You remind me of a Christian version of my dad." Thought that was interesting. I'm like, oh man, like I actually really appreciate that. Thank you for sharing that with everybody. And then I continued on with the lesson.
Yeah.
Time goes by. His siblings come. His mom comes. All right. I'm starting to see more of everything going on. I'm starting to see some interesting behaviors. I'm starting to see a diagnosis for one of the younger brothers. And then I later find out that their dad passed away.
Oh, wow.
Passed away, he OD'd.
Oh, man.
Then I later find out that their mom who's there is not their mom. That's their adoptive mom.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
And she was the sibling to the dad, his sister. So it was really
Oh, man.
aunt.
So they're
Because both parents had lost parental rights. Now the mother was still alive. One day headed to prayer, the daughter told the aunt that she was going to meet friends. And she lied about it and actually went to meet
the mom.
her mother. Yeah, who she was not supposed to have contact with at all. And so, you know, she finds her, grabs her, comes in. The aunt is super flustered, doesn't know how to deal with anything. There's no male figure around. And the daughter is like upset, crying and going through everything. And there was one person that they would all talk to. And that was me. Because all of them were in my department. And so the person that they felt like they could relate to and talk to, going way back to that comment that he had made, was the person who seemed like the Christian version of their dad. I had no idea any of that was going on because I found out that night what that parental and family situation was like.
Yeah.
And so I was like thrown into that. But from there, I was able to better understand how to be present for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Having that constant reminder that certain people are always watching you and picking up on certain behaviors.
Man.
Yeah.
Because then I'm like, oh man, what are certain things that I've done that now
Yeah.
would that have been negative? I don't think so. But you start overthinking things even.
Yeah.
And then we had different small groups, and I had to start helping like one of them who had a diagnosis with his homework and stuff, because at the small group, the aunt would just not be able to get through to him.
Yeah.
But the only one who could get through to him was me.
Yeah.
Well, because he's missing that father figure. He's missing whether it's the discipline. And then there were times where we were working and I'm like, you know what, man, we just going to take a break from this real quick. Give me a hug. All right, go play for 5 minutes. We're just going to come back in a few minutes and then I'm going to help you and we're going to get this going. He was like, I don't even need the 5 minutes. We're good. Instantly, he was able to just kind of snap back and lock in.
Wow.
And it really hit me in that situation. Man, you're making a difference for people that you don't see or that you don't realize.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you have to make sure you're presenting that image of yourself at all times.
Yeah.
Demonstrates who you desire to be. And we kind of talked about that last week, where who you are and who you desire to be can be two different people if you lack self-awareness.
Yep.
And it's in those moments when you don't realize who's looking that start to expose you.
Yeah.
Because those are the moments that are going to snitch on you.
Yep.
You know, when you're dating somebody, those first 6 months, you're dating a representative. You're not dating him, all right?
I love that.
Facts, right? Like,
so
you are.
Yeah.
You know, his name Jacob, but for the first 6 months, you're dating Jake from State Farm. And then, you know what I mean, that's 6 months to a year, right?
Yeah.
And then at some point in that process, I recommend, before that first year is over, that you don't just show up to a couple family gatherings. You need to go over there when the family is leisurely around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And you need to see what that dynamic is like with their
Absolutely.
parents
Yep.
or whoever it is in their lives, right?
Absolutely.
And then don't make excuses for them,
No.
because we tend to do that.
Yeah.
We make excuses and we vindicate actions
Yeah.
and we allow them to continue behaviors.
And we overlook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, one thing that Natalie's dad said, and man, it's such a true point. He's like, you know, if you want to see how that man's going to treat a woman, look how he treats his mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how he treats his mother is how he's going to treat the female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow,
It really is.
that's true. That's true. So if he's sitting there just mouthing back, slinging negative words, cussing
Yeah.
her out, what do you think another female's in for?
Right.
You know, if he can't show his mom respect, how's he going to show someone that, you know, for me, I was raised in a really rough house. Even though my mom was really rough, I still love my mom.
Yeah.
So I could see, like, you know, you got to think about it. The child's developed inside of the womb, inside of the mother. So, of course, at one point you were part of her.
Yeah.
There should be no reason why you don't love that woman,
Yeah.
For sure.
you know?
Yeah.
And that's a hard thing to see. But when he said that, I was like, wow, that's so true. You
Yeah.
know?
The mother does provide,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
especially in that super young age. But where would you say developmentally that need for that strong father figure probably presents itself most in a child's life?
I'd say school age. It's for sure. It's you have all the nurturing that you need when you're first out of the womb, and then you get to school, and then it's like first grade, you start learning about like clocks and time and math, and you have those hard conversations at the kitchen table.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like it's most important for dad to come in when you're first learning like basics of life, and it's like
Yeah.
schoolwork and whatnot.
And frustration.
Yeah, first and on. That's the most important.
Yeah.
Most
No,
important.
that makes sense. Like in that age where you would make that transition from being super nurturing and getting everything you want for the most part, only kid at home. I mean, even if you have siblings, the baby's always spoiled.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But once they go to school,
It's
all of a
different.
sudden,
Yeah.
you have other kids that you have to worry about. You can't play the game wrong anymore because that other kid also is going to play the game wrong.
Yeah.
So are you guys fighting? How are you dealing with these things? Are you bringing those things home and having conversations with your parents? Are you closed off about it and
Yep.
not telling your parents anything?
Yeah.
And then how are your parents kind of helping you deal with that? Like,
Yeah.
is it a babying? Because you can't baby
No.
Right. Right.
at some point, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because this automatically brings up, and not trying to talk about any of our clients, but there's one person in particular in my mind, and she knows better.
Yeah.
And she will tell you she knows better.
Oh yeah.
But because she's babied,
Yep.
she knows that
Yeah.
she's going to get away with it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my goodness, you're not getting away with this.
No.
We are absolutely not letting you get away with this.
Yeah.
But guess what? Dad's not in the home. So what's happening at home?
Yeah.
She's
Right.
getting away with
Just
everything.
Getting away with it.
Yeah.
And it's cementing in her mind that that is going to become an acceptable behavior.
And it's not.
right.
Yeah.
And then school's going to throw a curveball,
Yep.
and there's going to be another princess there,
Yep.
Yep.
and it's going to be a problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then homework's going to be a problem.
Yep.
And like you said, those frustrations start to mount.
Oh yeah.
And then that male in the home can really help you regulate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And also, as you frustrate your mother, he also helps her regulate
Right.
Yeah.
when those things happen. But
And building up too. Like I think a lot of times you get your confidence from your father. You know, you should anyways. Your parents.
Yeah.
That's where it should come first. But I think that kids lack a lot of that now in self-esteem. They're not really getting built up in the home. They're maybe being corrected when they're wrong, or they're being babied,
yeah.
right? But that doesn't really do anything for their self-esteem.
Right.
Right.
Say that it's a single mother home. Mom's working one job, maybe two jobs. Mom's got to work on the bills by herself. Mom's also got to take baby to place A, B, C. Mom's also got to make her way to appointments. Mom's also got to help her child with homework. She's got to be there for her child anytime that she needs or they need anything. I feel like it is very important for those single mothers to have somebody, whether it's an aunt, it's a cousin, a best friend, a sibling, it's somebody.
Yeah.
So whether it's having a father figure or not.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very important to at least have one person who's able to be there to help you, because having a single mother who does have to do all this stuff and she's present in the home, she's there, but she's working on all these other things.
Yeah.
She's not there for the actual child.
No.
So moms need help.
Yeah, they do.
Oh man.
That is what I'm saying.
I think you said village too. It's a village.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't have done it
Yeah.
without the village I had around me and my son.
know.
I could not have done it. They may not have the male role. They may not have the father. But man, the village is so important.
It is. The one thing I can say is, moms, I give it to you guys because before I met Natalie, I was a single father, and in San Antonio, a city of 2.5 million with 4 kids
And 3 girls.
Man, moms, let me tell you what, it's hard. My parents lived 4 hours away. I had cousins in town, but I was in the suburb of San Antonio, so I'm 25 minutes away from all my family, and my family lives, they're in the hood of San Antonio.
Yeah.
I really don't want to drop
Yeah.
my kids off for a babysitter, and it's no offense to them. That's just, I love the west side. I love the east side of San Antonio. At the same time, I know I can't just leave my
Right.
kids
Yeah.
in the hood all the time.
Yeah.
No.
It is so easy to get wore out,
Yeah.
burnt out, give up, and not really want to be there fully because you're so tired. Dropping off at school because you don't want the kids riding the bus in San Antonio.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm going to be there to drop you off.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go to work, but I can't work a full day because I have to be back before kids get out of school to pick them up from school.
Right.
Otherwise, CPS is getting called while the kids are getting picked up.
Yeah.
So now I can only work a few hours a day, go back, pick up the girls, come home. And of course, they're going to do their chores, but they're going to do it half-ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
That
now
was me. That was me.
Yeah.
I got to go back and clean the house,
Yeah.
do homework,
Yeah.
cook
Right.
food,
Right.
get you ready for bed. And moms do this daily. Oh, wait, don't forget about the doctor's appointments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget about the dentist. Don't forget that all 3 girls wear glasses.
Yeah.
So now I got eye appointments.
Right.
And I've never done this a lick in my life because half
Yeah.
my life I spent cross seas or in the army.
Yeah.
And now I'm thrown into this position to be a mom and a dad.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't have a clue. So moms, I give it up to you. If you're a single mom,
Yeah.
God bless, and God bless your heart because it's not easy.
Single dads too.
Yeah.
To both
Yeah,
of you.
yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
hearing everything, backstories, everything. Oh my goodness.
I don't think as many males could be single fathers
Yeah.
as women
Could be single
can
mothers.
be single mothers.
Oh, no way.
Like,
No way.
remember out this end, because I remember you telling me that a lot of people, when Amanda died, was very surprised that you
I kept the
all
kids.
the kids.
Yeah. They thought
Really?
they thought I was going to give them to my parents.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And they were like, what? Their expression was like, wait, you got your kids?
Yeah.
And I'm
That's
like, well,
insane.
what am I going to do with my
Yeah.
kids? Like,
Yeah.
they're my kids, man.
Right.
I love them. Like, I'm not gonna
Right.
sign
As
off
if-
on them.
yeah, and I think that becomes a thing because we've gotten to the point as a society where it seems as though it's optional for the male to be present. And it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really not optional for the male to be present.
No.
Like, you have to be. Like you said earlier, it's not babysitting for you to have your kids as the father.
No.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
no.
No, it's like your obligation.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
what you do, yet we expect mothers to do these things. And when fathers don't, it's like, that's just how he is. No, that's not how you are.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
show up.
There's this thing in the military we would say a lot, and we say it almost every episode. It seems like it comes up in our conversation to bring it up, where in the military we say, 1 is none and 2 is 1.
Yeah.
And that's like the same as parents, man. You take one out of the household, you don't really have much of a structure there, It's
Yeah,
it's
at
pretty
all.
much you're eliminating and
You're very
putting
limited.
and what that one person can do. Whether, as we know, in the military, we have a battle buddy. For I don't care what we're gonna tear it up. We'll figure out a way because there's 2 minds to come together. How do we fix this situation? Whereas you have the one, and now you're kind of always in that panic situation. And we know when someone's got a heightened state of mind, you're not going to make the full clear decisions you need to, either because you're aggravated, you're mad, and then we'll make one mistake and then we get even more mad and that leads to more mistakes. And that's just the stress where, once again, 1 is none and 2 is 1.
You make one mistake, if you're not going to try to fix that one or try to cope with that one, you're going to keep making mistakes until you're at the very end and you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't fix this one.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
I say it a lot with the boys, sometimes they just got to hit their head. And, when they hit their head hard enough, they're going to learn. At least that's for me. If I've walked past that jib crane today so many times, I smacked my head. Now I know, like, all right, I need to duck down every time I get there.
It's one of my favorite movies, The Lion King. With Rafiki at the end.
Yeah.
He would, he swings the stick at Simba. He gets hit in the head. He's like, what's that for? He swings the stick again and he ducks.
Yeah.
He's like, see, when life happens, you either learn from it or you keep getting smacked in the head.
Yeah.
Smack in the head.
Pretty much.
I don't know. There's certain things that we display that come across as toxic, I think.
Sure.
That are desired, whether it's in relationships or, honestly, and we haven't really talked about this one yet, in the workplace.
Yeah.
Because when you think of a manager, a leader, somebody that you want to run your company, you tend to lean towards a domineering, aggressive male. But what does that look like? Like, have you guys had negative work situations? Like, what? Tell me something. Enlighten me.
Yes. Oh God. I could think of a couple, some male managers that were super toxic, super ignorant, I think at times too, with just
Call 'em
some
out.
of the dumb
Yeah, where you at? Let me talk to you.
crap they would say. One of them, I worked at in a car, and he was funny, but he was toxic.
Yeah.
He was very toxic, and just some of the things.
Do you think he realized it?
No. He came from an Italian family, and he
Gotcha.
was loud and obnoxious, and he would make comments that I felt were inappropriate. But he didn't think they were inappropriate. He thought they were funny. I don't
You're
know.
in charge. You got to look out for everybody. Like, you are responsible for taking care of them.
Yeah.
In terms of making sure they feel comfortable in their workplace, in their environment, feel safe.
And he was a
don't feel
manager.
targeted. Right.
So at that, it was kind of, I was just like, bro, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
He even made some like stupid racial comments, even though he was like Italian, and just like, I'm like, dude, what?
I got that a lot from the Italians in Philly.
Yeah. Another one I think was when I was a waitress. I got a lot of that, like being a waitress. He was a manager. He was one of the head managers, and he was a lot older than me at that time too, and he was super inappropriate as well. I've definitely experienced that, and I think it was a little bit more accepted at that time.
Did he come from the kitchen side of things originally, or in his past? The kitchen is super toxic. Like,
Yeah.
chefs.
Oh gosh, it's so toxic. He was like the floor manager. He was
Gotcha.
like over the
He
waiters
didn't
and
even come
waitresses.
from that side at all.
No, but he was just so inappropriate. He would
Yeah.
say the most wild things too, and no one really ever corrected him. And I was younger at that time, so honestly, I felt a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
The other one I was a little older, and I checked him real fast. But,
Right.
But that one, he made me feel very uncomfortable.
The one place, I don't know if you guys ever seen it, a documentary on it, and that was on Hooters. And how it's actually a problem and why they started to fall, just the degrading of women. And the place that they were filming, the manager that was there, I mean, would just make some vulgar comments to these young ladies.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
restaurants, they're, you better figure at least one of them's going to be 18, all the way up to 30, 40.
Yeah.
So you got everything in between. And you're in there, you're putting these girls in some skimpy shorts, just putting leggings on to make them, look more and enticing or whatever you want to call it.
Objectifying them, yeah.
The way that he was talking to these girls on this video
Disgusting.
was disgusting. And I was like, my God, no wonder why they made this video. I would never want my daughters to work in a place like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you're just going to degrade my daughter?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
And where's the other like male staff stepping up
Right.
Right.
and having conversations and letting these young ladies know that like somebody's actually going to protect you
Yeah.
and defend you?
I've seen and noticed like male talking to a male manager, fired. You're done. They get in
Interesting.
trouble. They get strikes, whatever. Female stepping up or saying something back to a male manager, that can happen, yeah. Most of the time they get away with it. I'm not going to lie.
Slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very talk back. If somebody's going to say something to me that's not respectful, whatever, I'm going to say something back. I worked at a golf course I was a cart girl, bartender, whatever.
Golfers.
All the time, I'd get comments 24/7 about anything.
Yep.
Yeah. I've thrown multiple people off the course just by saying something back to them.
Yeah.
Like, if a guy were to say something to that person, there'd be an altercation or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Certain things are worth fighting for, though.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
for
That's
sure.
why I like to be in a position. I have to be in a position to where I know that my income, my survivability is not based in anybody else's hands.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I can go 3 months. Anything happens to me right now, usually, right now I'm in a rough spot, but generally,
Yeah.
I can go 3 months. And part of that was the transition between cities and stuff, army-wise. Because what we're not about to do is sit here and think you about to talk to me or anybody I care about any type of way.
Yeah.
Whatever happens from this happens, because
Yeah.
what's about to happen right now is not that.
Yeah.
You know, and we're going to have these conversations, and you can know and understand up front when I get any job, you know that you don't control me or own me.
Right.
And that's stated in every single interview I sit down in. You don't control me or own me.
Yeah.
Therefore, I'm going to stand up for what I stand up for, those core beliefs that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Because without those core beliefs and those things that you stand on and those pillars,
Yeah.
you get lost in everything in this world
You
so
do.
easily.
Oh, yeah.
And not even recognizing yourself. Or, like, I've never gotten out of a relationship because I hear this phrase often. Well, I need to, like, just discover myself. I never lost me.
Nah.
You know, and it's okay if you lose yourself, and it's okay to have to find yourself.
Right.
That's just not me.
Yeah.
Because who am I doing life with?
Yeah.
Right.
Myself. I'm the person closing my eyes at night. I'm the person I wake up in the morning with. I'm the person I'm alone in the car with.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so like these are elements that
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
to know who I am and what I stand for
Right.
to defend myself or other people.
Like with us, well, with soldiers in general, we're not going to take anybody's crap, and that is part of our job.
Well, to protect.
To protect. A lot of the times it takes a lot of violence to be as peaceful as we are now. And people with myself, although I look, I have a demeanor that I have that resting butthead face. You know what I'm saying? So people constantly think that I'm mad or I'm mean. But for us, as soldiers, we've experienced so much violence that we understand what full peace really is. And so people take that kindness that we develop for weakness and don't really know that, hey man, we'll flip this right back on in a second.
Yeah.
If you want to go, I'll get froggy and leap right now.
You do learn an extreme level of patience. Yeah.
You know, we're trained like Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, boxing, wrestling. You know, there's a good bit of skill there that most people do not know or have.
Right.
You know, and then they step up to that and they're like, oh wait, didn't
Judging
realize.
distances, reaction times,
Kill
what
you
we're
with your
observing.
T-shirt.
Some of my favorite chokes are, you got a hoodie
Cross
on.
collar choke.
Yeah. You know, I got one where I'll literally bring it up, wrap it around your arm,
Yeah.
pull it back up around your neck, and choke you back
Oh
out
my God.
from the opposite side.
I
It's one of
can't.
my favorites.
That's
Oh, wow.
crazy.
But you can't enforce justice. You can't enforce peace unless you have the strength to do so.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, you can say whatever you want. You can want to stand by whatever you want. But if on the personal side, you don't have the discipline, or on a country type scale, if you can't
Yeah.
defend it,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
you can have your points of view. That's fine.
If you can't hold that up,
Right.
there's no point.
So I was just gonna bring it back to what we were talking about with fathers and being in the home and men and what they can provide versus women. And I was just thinking that, you know, growing up in the home, my father provided safety and protection. And though women are strong, and I consider myself a pretty strong, independent woman, I couldn't provide the same type of protection that my husband could or that my father could. As, you know, fathers being present in the home, is they're going to be more of a protector for you and your family and your children and yourself over a mother.
Single mothers, single fathers, anybody taking care of a child is beyond me. Literally amazing. And the help that they're able to ask for and to receive from anybody around them, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a social skill. That's a coping skill. You're able to ask somebody else for help that other people are like, nah, I ain't asking for help.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this by myself.
That's such a tough thing to ask for help.
It is. It really is. With that, though, the help that they would be able to receive from that father figure that's able to offer the support that they can teach to the children or offer any of the other things that they're supposed to bring to the house.
If you know a father that is not present, or you are a father that's hearing this and you just haven't been present, time flies out the window. And before you know it, one day you are going to care about your children.
Yeah.
And it's going to be too late.
Yeah.
So if I can behoove you to do anything, even if you feel that drugs are making you feel happy, drinking's making you feel happy, trust me, I drank a lot when I got out of the military. But the time I lost that I now regret, that I wish I could have spent time, valuable time with my kids, because they don't care what I buy them. They're going to ruin it anyways. What they remember is the memories that I make with them.
Yeah.
And if you have no memories to make with them, they're not going to remember anything about you. It's not about the money. They could care less about the money. They care more about the memories.
Yeah.
We do.
That's it.
Yeah.
Having that person there.
I will say that is memories, the thoughts, anything. Literally just being told, hey, I was thinking about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to call and check in, or I just wanted to text you. How's school going? How's that really hard test that you've been studying for? Did you do good at your game? I'm really sorry I couldn't be there. I really wanted to. Mm-hmm. You don't need to give them reasons why you were not there, but just taking that responsibility, saying whatever. Yeah. I wasn't there, and I know I wasn't there, and that is a screw up, and I'm very sorry about that. Yeah. How did it go?
Yeah.
When's the next one? What can I do differently next time? Make up for it, okay?
Yeah.
Accept your losses. Accept that you missed out on that. Move on. Pick up something that you would be able to do. Keep trying.
Yeah.
And as you're saying that, the one thing I can attest to for her saying that is it's not going to be easy. Mm-hmm. I've had to put in so much work. Mm-hmm. And there's nights I feel exhausted that I just honestly, I want to cry about.
Yeah.
It will eventually get easier.
Yeah.
It just takes time, and it feels horrible because we've never done it. Mm-hmm. And now to do something that's change, it's going to be uncomfortable because I don't care who you are. Change is uncomfortable until you get used to that new house again. Just put in the work and things will change, because I have seen change in my daughters and my son, but I know the amount of work that I've had to put into it. So I want to encourage you guys, don't give up. Keep doing the work.
Yeah.
Keep doing the work.
Have those awkward conversations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to kind of bring this full circle, Big Sean says, I've learned not seeing eye to eye can be fixed with a heart to heart.
Yeah.
Be open.
That's
be
good.
honest.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay
Yep.
to have that vulnerability.
Yeah.
And I know we've said it a couple times, but that's because it is so
Important.
pertinent. Yes. It is impossible to build those relationships and to be present with somebody without having that vulnerability and accountability.
Yeah.
No.
Messing up, it's going to happen.
Part of life
But not being present
It's worse.
is worse.
we have to step up as those role models. We can't have people out here feeling like that TV character Uncle Phil is the only person
Right.
that they've had in their life. And if you know any young kids, teenage kids with nobody in their lives, then have a conversation and figure out what you can do
Yeah.
to be present. I mean, I had one young guy down in Columbus. He lost his dad at like 8.5 years old to cancer. Lost his mom a couple years later to a heart attack.
Oh my God.
He was 10 years old with neither parent.
Wow.
But before he had lost her, even after it was just the dad that was gone, I was taking him to his baseball games. I showed up for they had a like father family day at the dojo where he did karate. And I showed up for that.
Yeah.
You know, and he wasn't my responsibility. You know what I mean? It didn't cost me anything to show up though.
Right.
Right.
$2 in gas?
Yeah.
Okay, so what? I'm here. I'm present. He had somebody there with him.
That's good.
And man, like he cherished that day. He loved Star Wars. We had the Star Wars baseball game, Star Wars
so
theme,
dope.
baseball game. Man, got the pictures. Like that was such a heartwarming experience to be able to show up that way for somebody. I mean, the dad left them a really good insurance policy. They had money. The house was paid for. All of that, but the money didn't replace the quality time with somebody who sees you, seeing like feeling seen and seeing someone is really all we desire in life. Whether it's from a parent, father figure, mother figure, whether it's from a partner or a spouse, whether it's even from your kids. Like, imagine your kids not liking you, not knowing you. That should hurt you. That should cause a problem within your own mental landscape.
Siblings.
Literally, right? All of the above. So do not rob somebody else of that experience. So I don't know if it's selfish. I don't know if it's scared, fear. I don't know if it's
or lack of not knowledge,
testicular fortitude. That's what it's a lack of.
We live in a time where if you don't know something, you better learn.
Yeah. You better learn. Sure. So much that you can look up, ask people, read books, literally just do anything.
That's no excuse.
I think the problem is people are just too worried about fun. They're too worried about how they feel, and they want fun, and they know that, hey, I'd rather feel this way than I would doing the right thing. Because it's easier to take the wider road than it is the narrow.
It is. But you know what's crazy? One of the number one statements I hear from, whether it's clients on the social work side, whether it's families that I work with on the church side, I'm super involved family-wise, right? Is the ones who lack a parent, they always say, man, even if there was nobody there, I knew what was right from wrong. I knew right from wrong. I understood the concept of right from wrong. But still, a parent is supposed to be there to tell you right and wrong and help you enforce right or wrong. Or, my mom was there, but she was more like a best friend. You don't need a best friend. You need a mother. You need a father. You need somebody who's going to keep those guidelines in place and kind of force you to be in line with those and in track with those, because that's your job. That's your job description. You want to do everything else that's not in your job description, but fail at the things that are within your job description, and then get salty when your kid don't know how to act.
Right.
Let me not even get started on that.
That'd be like a whole nother episode.
It really would. But listen, we are so thankful for you guys. Tuning in, rocking with us, allowing us to honestly vent a little bit. Somewhat trauma bond a little bit from the parts that we're going to cut out as well. But just being on this journey with us and allowing us to impact your lives. That's something that's important to each and every one of us. We all do what we do to see you become a better version of yourself, to see your family be a little bit healthier, so you can live longer on the fitness side, so you can live better in your own mind on the mental health side.
For sure.
And we want to see you guys as whole and as healthy as possible. So we're developing classic values in a modern era. And helping you be the best version of yourself. Thanks for tuning in to the Classic Man Podcast.
This episode didn't challenge your thinking and resonate with you? You just weren't really listening. I'm Justin Kashmirchek, founder of the EGT Universe, and it's been a pleasure being here with you on this journey. If you know someone who's starting a business, rebuilding their brand, or just needs a serious digital upgrade, hit me up. I'm at JumpCutKing on Instagram, or head over to egtuniverse.com. That's egtuniverse.com, and drop me a line. Also, show some love to Carter and the crew behind Classic Man. Head over to classicmanpodcast.com for all the guest info, all the official links, and bonus content. Also, chip in. I'm a cup of coffee. Let's be real. If we as men don't show up together, don't band together, we can't grow together. So check back here every week, same time, you're on your favorite podcast platform for the most up-to-date content. Don't get caught slipping. Stay connected. We'll see you right here, Classic Man Podcast, next time.